Shit.
You alright?
Hit you in a little bit. I'm gonna get to the house and talk to her. You about to get your shit on. Rub all your weed, happy Valentine's Day. You want the clubs open?
Close that joint for your best ability, please. Thank you. Yo. Damn, man, we're gonna make some adjustments, man. Second, bear with me, man. Yes, I know. Damn, what happened? Where'd he go? It's so dark. Yes, I know. Give me a second and we back on the road. To the one person who I got the little view on right now, what's happening? There we go. Dre, what's happening, buddy? What's going on, man? Man, it ain't shit, bro. What's happening with you, home? Shit, give me a second. I throw you on here, man. You already know it's, it's whatever with me, bro. I'm hot.
Wow.
What's
Check me
happening?
out, nigga. On my BG shit.
What's happening with you, buddy?
Shit, making some TikTok food.
The nigga said make some TikTok food, did he?
Man, what? The steak and cheese quesadilla? Yeah.
We don't use. I don't use. Hold on, big bro. I don't use sage for them people. We just burn bad incense where I come from. You hear me? We burn it. What's going down, bro?
So, what's the topic for tonight?
We're talking about the new drug epidemic.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
the new, hold on. What? Oh, shit. Why is it bubbling like that?
Oh. Let me see if I can get this legend on here one time for the one time. It's my name.
Huh?
I gotta see it. I have to see. Bro, I'm gonna jump on one time for the one time. Yeah. Hold up,
The new
bro.
drug
You know what I'm
epidemic.
saying? That's the questions for tonight. Everybody, what's going on, man? We
Man,
running
these
on a
drugs fucked up
different
out here.
schedule tonight, man. We running on a different schedule. We winging it, but at the same time, we going on with it. I'm at the new spot with it right now, man. So
These drugs. Oh, you in the shed? Okay, I see you, player.
I get you a little bit. I get you a little bit more hip to every single thing
What you mean?
tomorrow.
Already been over there.
Nah, like how the shit ran.
I'm
I
about to
get
say
you a little.
you got the roundabout driveway and all that.
Hey, yo, calm down. Don't drop too much info on this joint. Calm down. Calm down. Don't watch that. Y'all, viewers, don't watch that. But nah, man. Tonight we're gonna have that conversation, and
But I ain't even gonna hold you. These drugs fucked up these days.
hey, bro, I'm trying to tell you,
I mean, growing up, how we grew up, we had Dare and all that. Do they even have that anymore?
I don't know if they have that shit anymore. To be honest with you.
I know the police got the Dare cars, but that shit ain't enough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm doing
Used
this
to have
right.
their dog come to the school just to talk to niggas back in the day.
I think I'm spilling more than I'm putting on them. Yeah, I don't even think they got Dare anymore, bruh. Like, I know I see the Dare cars, but to me, that ain't enough. Just having a sheriff car with Dare on it.
They feel as if that's the new thing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, you need action. That's the thing. There's no action. But then again, you know me, to, I ain't gonna say I used to dib and dab, but you know, I had a hand in the whole epidemic before the fentanyl hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got old heads and shit that still like to, you know, every dip and dab every now and again. You know, like to get a little high. How am I flipping?
But when you think about that shit, bro, like,
I
is
ain't
that
think about how he's gonna
high?
flip it.
Is that high even worth it?
Oh, get a top. You got a top? A pot top? A pan top?
You
Because
dig
at
what
the
I'm
end of the
saying?
day, you know,
Is the high real life even worth it? Let me spend all these people that's invite on this one,
I
man.
mean, it all depends. It all depends, though, bro. Because
What does it really depend
put it
on?
on top. Oh no, that ain't gonna work. We did something wrong then, because we didn't do it right. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me leave you alone. Now, let me leave you alone. But I mean, it's because. Well, I mean, I can't say what it's because I'm not part of the cartel. But I mean, that's who put the fentanyl in everything. The Migos. No, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not being racist, nothing like that. The Migos is fucking the game up. I'm gonna keep it a band. The Migos fucking the game up. I'm sorry, we having a live discussion. Oh. Oh, it's sorry to give it to me just like that. I eat it just like that. On a plastic
But
plate,
at the
Andy.
same time, bro, like, you really think it's all truly on just one
Oh, don't
party?
do that. I mean, that's who's getting it. That's who's sending the shit this way. Like you got. I mean, then again, you got the people that break it down and cut it with that. But they just the low level people. They just thinking about how they can cut it and make it better. That's what they trying to do. They trying to make this shit better. In all reality, the Migos know what the fuck that shit doing. I ain't gonna lie, bro, because that's where the shit come from. But then again, like so for instance, I don't want to bring no situations up or nothing, but in the last couple years, I know 2 people who passed away from the water. Shit supposed to have the fentanyl in it. Like who the fuck thought about? Who thought about? Let me sit. Let me.
Let me lace,
Let
let
me.
me
Let me.
lace
Let me.
PCP.
Yeah. Let me put this. Something that's already toxic. Something that's already toxic and can send you up out of here without even that in it. You see what I'm saying? That can get you
Let me
up
add
out of
some
here.
finesse to it. That's what real life niggas is going by that shit. Cool. What? It's not this shit ain't hitting as the way we wanted to. Let's go ahead and add
Nah,
some
but it
fentanyl
can't
to
be
it.
about that. It can't be about, oh, if it's not hitting. Well, how you know if it's hitting like that? If you really selling it, you shouldn't be smoking it.
Right.
I mean, that's just me personally. Like growing up how I grew up, and so I mean, I done seen it. I done been through the crack epidemic, personal reasons. I mean, me personally, I ain't never did it. I tried powder when I was younger. It wasn't for me. It ain't really get me where I needed to be, but that's because I thought I was immune to it because of what I went through with my mom.
That nigga said I thought I was immune to it.
For real, I thought I was. I thought I couldn't get high off of it because my mom had smoked so much of that shit when she was pregnant with me. Shit. like for real. Young dog, when I said rich crack baby, I felt that.
I
I
felt
felt
that.
that.
It was wild.
I felt it. For real. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't see the epidemics, like, slowly but surely. I've seen the crack epidemic. Then, after the crack epidemic, it was the heroin epidemic. And then now it's the heroin epidemic was over with. Now it's the fentanyl epidemic. But they putting the fentanyl in everything. They putting it in the coke. They putting it in the crack. They putting it in the pills. Like, and it's like these, like the people that's getting high off the pills, they don't even want the real pill no more. That's how bad it's gotten. They
Yeah,
don't
think
even want
about
the
it.
real pill.
A nigga will rather go and get them a press perk 30, which is a fake me out, just so that they can have that good chance of ODing and getting that high that they want.
Nah, it ain't about that to me. But then again, I'm a different type of addict. I'm a different type of addict. I ain't trying to go see the maker. I ain't trying to see the Lord. That's me. I'm just trying to get right. I'm trying to be up, and I ain't with no downers. I'm an upper. I'm an upper. Like, I don't do the downers. I do the uppers. That's why it's called getting high. It's not called getting low. It's called getting high. Getting high for a reason. Bruh, that shit blows me.
Okay. Well, first, let me give my man just flowers. I got my man right here. He's a coach. He coached football with me. He's a solid ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? We met through a weird ass occasion, but he still ended up being a solid ass nigga. Ladies and gentlemen, who've been on here rock and rolling with me. That's my man, Dion. That's my man, Dre, right there, man. That's my nigga, Dre. Solid ass nigga right there. Let me give you flowers, bro. I just got someone else to join in. He's a celebrity
Excuse me.
in his world. He's a
Hold on, I need a
pony
napkin real
chaser.
quick. I gotta wipe this. I wipe this so it don't burn you.
Only thing he knows is to be him. Ladies and gentlemen, go on ahead and give it up for Mr. Dupree himself.
What's up, Nuts?
What's up?
What's happening?
Ain't too much. How you doing there, big brother?
Good. Sitting here fucking cooking.
Oh shit, what you going on here making there, player?
Got some Cajun shrimp and chicken Alfredo.
Cajun shrimp and chicken Alfredo. Ooh, that sounds good. That might have to be on the menu for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can't
Ain't nothing wrong with
cook
that, brother.
those.
We
So
made these TikTok steak and cheese quesadillas.
so real quick for you, big brother, how did you feel about this new drug epidemic going on?
Is it the dealer or is it the user?
Well, no, the second part of the question is, the topics is the new drug epidemic, your view on it, and who's more in the wrong,
Oh,
the
thank
dealer or the user?
you.
Ooh. Who's more in the wrong, the
Yes, sir.
dealer or the user?
Yeah.
Um, mm, the user.
That's a good one. I like that. That's a good one. So
Can
I
you
want to
explain
know,
why?
elaborate just a little bit on that.
Yeah, like
Why do you feel
who's
like the
more wrong
user is in the wrong?
in the drug epidemic, the dealer or the user? The user, because if you think about it, for instance, our family, I go to our family. Fuck it. If you know that shit is out here laced, all right. Let's say if I buy, let's say I buy from Bob down the street. I buy from Bob. Michael buys from Bob. Kenneth buys from Bob. And Maurice buys from Bob. Right? Michael and Kenneth both OD, but we all going to the same dealer. Why the fuck am I going to continue to go to the same dealer?
And see, that's my question also. So like,
Like, why am I going to go to the same dealer knowing that two of my niggas just OD from his shit? Nah, dog. The two plus two ain't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't two in. Well, it ain't four in. 2 plus 2 is 4. Yeah, it ain't going 4. It ain't
not
two
adding
in.
up.
But yeah, like I was gonna blame the
Family,
dealer.
we got a show favorite who always comes on. One of my number one supporters. I have nothing but love for this lady,
You
Miss
think
Patricia.
that?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight?
Good evening. Good
And
evening.
I'm blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
Blessed, can't complain.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I ain't the side bitch tonight.
Good night.
Sounds like we're starting off great then.
All right, right.
Nico, go ahead, because then I'm gonna ask Patricia her view also.
All right, because think about it. Like I was just saying, if I'm gonna say to the user, check it out. If you sell me a $20 bag, right? You sell me a $20 bag, nothing happens, right? Nobody. The 4 people that you sold to, I done bought from as well. Doesn't happen to the 4 people. The 5th person comes and buys a $20 bag. This person ODs. Who's to say it's from your shit though?
Get off of it.
Well, I mean,
Who's to
if you
honestly say it's from your shit if the 4 people before me, just purchased as well, ain't nothing happened? Who's to say it's your shit? Who's to say that once they purchased it, they ain't go home and, you know what I'm saying, now they want to go home and experiment? Yeah,
That's a good point.
it's the user, because at the end of the day,
If there
I
was no
know
users, there
as
wouldn't be
a
no people
smoker,
ODing.
exactly.
If
If
there
there
was
was
no
no
users,
user,
then
there
there
would be
wouldn't
no
be nobody
dealer.
to sell to, and then therefore there wouldn't be no deaths from the drugs. You see what I'm saying?
If there was no user, if there was no addicts, tree addicts, then there would be no.
so, Miss Patricia,
She
what is
popped out.
what is your view?
She left.
Oh shit! Let me make sure I didn't kick her. I don't be doing that shit
Wait, Kevin,
randomly.
who did you say? You said the dealer or the user?
Me personally, it's
Dre said the dealer.
No, whoever's sending it. I'm talking about the main
Dre said
source.
it's the Mexicans because it starts there.
Yeah,
Because that's where we getting it from.
but listen, the only reason I say that is
my boy
because
pulled
I've
the whole R card. He
but
pulled the
listen,
whole R card.
the only reason I say that is because I've watched the border patrol shows when they catch them loads with 100 kilos on them. They always have everything. They have coke, they have heroin, and then they have meth, and they have fentanyl, and it's always packaged separately.
Okay.
So to me, they're sending the fentanyl straight over here. It's not like they are already mixing it. They sending the fentanyl straight over here, bundled up. So when
Not stepped on,
They
not
send
stepped on or
the
anything.
fentanyl in bundles, and we just purchase it and put it in shit.
that's
Is
what
what
I'm
you
saying,
saying?
and that's how it's going. Like once it get over here and then they distribute that shit, that's just going to the main cities. So yeah, of course, everybody know Baltimore
Hold
is
on
the
one second.
heroin. Baltimore is the heroin capital of the East Coast, basically. Baltimore and Philly. Don't ask me how I know all this. Baltimore and Philly are the main capitals of the East Coast as far when it comes to the heroin, right?
Okay.
But now they're lacing. I mean, they're cutting. We ain't gonna say lace because that's what they're using to cut the shit with. So they're cutting it, trying to make it more potent, more powerful, so they can be that number one dealer. You see what I'm saying? But then again, where is it coming from? You can't just go to the pharmacy like, "Hey doc, let me get, let me get,
Let me get 30 of
let
those.
me get a call. Let me get a bottle of your finest. I'm sorry. Let me get a bottle of your finest fentanyl.
I need the best fitting you got.
Let me
You
get a
can't
bottle of your finest
exactly. You
fentanyl
can't just go to the
at the
pharmacy
doctor's
and get that
office.
shit. You can't even go to the vet. Ain't that where they got the shit at mostly? The vets. Get that shit from vets.
That's more or less ketamine.
Oh, okay. Two different things.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. They're sending that shit straight over here in the bundles, just like they send the coke, the dope, and all that. You gotta think. Back in the early 70s, white people was getting high off the cocaine.
Okay, but if that's the case, then how is it?
You gotta think. How is it? Hold on, let me finish real quick. You gotta think. White people back in the 70s was getting high off the cocaine, right? They was all happy go lucky. They in the disco doing all this and shit. You know.
Hold on, I missed it. What was they doing?
They was in that joint doing all this. You ever seen that video of the white dude? I don't know what the fuck they be doing. But everybody was living happy go lucky. Then boom. I don't know who decided to mix it with baking soda and add water. Then now boom, we gonna put that in the black neighborhoods. So then bam, the white people was getting high. They spending all this money on cocaine. Now they make a low grade product, which is still cocaine based, and then they call it crack, and then they put it in the black neighborhoods, which is cheap, and it's cheap. Damn, bam. Now you got all these black family members.
So
real
quick. Are concentrates crack, or like what are concentrates?
What is a
Concentrate
concentrate?
for like I've always heard concentrate from weed. You dig what I'm saying? Like once you pretty much like break the weed all the way down to like if you would
because some of them be in crystal forms.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Concentrate. When I'm looking at it, is from the weed point of view.
That might be meth.
Like you gotta think about like weed pens. The weed pens. That's like they concentrated inside them. It's different levels to it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Just which type of concentrate are you talking about, I guess?
Gotcha. Okay.
But
Trisha, so who you think? You think it's the dealer or you think it's the user? Trisha. I know she's on mute. I know she can hear me.
Trisha?
She said, I don't know what happened.
Nah, that was earlier.
She ain't talking. That's what happened.
I don't know. She might be here. She might left her phone real quick.
But yeah, so let me get back to it. Boom. Then you got the crack.
She out again.
Did you say the clap?
The crack.
Oh, who the fuck has the clap?
Same thing as cocaine. Is just mixed with a little bit differently. Water and baking soda.
Wait, so crack is just water and baking soda?
Yeah, crack, all it is Coke, water, and baking soda.
Oh.
I don't know.
Trisha, you think it's the dealer or you think it's the user?
I don't know.
Trisha said, I don't know.
I don't know.
Nah.
It could be either or because everyone's tolerance level is different.
That's it. That's a good
That's
point.
what that's what a lot of people don't understand, their tolerance level. A lot of people, me personally, because you know what I'm saying, I feel like if I can say a lot of people because I had a lot of people I know personally OD, and some people who checked out, unfortunately.
Shit, I can tell y'all right now, edibles are not my friends. I can smoke 3 J's to the face. But as far as the edible goes, bitch, no. I feel like
have you man down.
What? Somebody gave me an edible one time, dog, and I slept from 3 p.m. till 6 a.m. the next day. Never again.
Yeah, I think it's all again. I think it's all upon your tolerance level because some people can do the same exact thing and react differently. I've seen it. You know, I got a different stance on that because I have a family member that OD'd and passed, and they was dibbling and dabbling. A whole bunch of people was doing the same exact thing. They was all together, you know, and my family member died. The other people didn't. So depends on your health. There's a lot of different things that factor into that. You know, how's your health? Do you have heart problems? You know, those type of drugs mess with your heart and, you know, your cardiovascular system and all of that. So, you know what, a lot of that, like I said, a lot of things factor into that, but most certainly tolerance levels are different. People handle different things. Like you could smoke a whole day to the face and be fine, Shit, all I gotta do is take 3 puffs, and I'm taking off running to the monument. So there you go.
I'm taking off to the monument. Oh my God.
We'll see.
It's crazy because I used to smoke back in the day, but that new shit y'all got, nah, I don't want that. Let somebody else do it.
That shit
Not
hit
me.
a little different, Patricia.
That ain't reefer y'all smoking. I don't know what.
I smoke some good reefer. That's it.
Nah,
That's loud.
yeah.
That's just
That
loud.
new age dope.
Nah. You
Hey, I
keep
seen a
your
meme
dope.
today that said, "Stop calling marijuana dope. I don't smoke no damn
Nico,
dope."
there's no hope in dope.
Hello, I don't smoke no damn dope.
Yeah, I can't
weed.
handle that. I don't
But
smoke
yeah,
enough no more.
I mean, even from my personal experiences, like, okay, I had a problem with PCP back in the day.
I
Like,
want to ask real quick, Dre. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you was a bowhead.
I mean, I wasn't no boat head, but that was my drug of choice.
So you was a bowhead. That was your drug of choice.
See.
The more I look at you, the more I can smell the boat.
Hey, calm down, Joe Baptist.
See, I mean, because I realized I grew up around crackheads and boatheads, so I wouldn't really say I was a boathead.
No, I got you.
But that was my drug of choice. But at the end of the day, like, I could buy 2-3 sticks, and then once I feel my feet tingling, I know I'm gassed. Here, y'all can have the rest of these joints. I don't even want them. Y'all can smoke them joints to the face. So I know my tolerance. That's the thing. I know my tolerance.
Okay.
But then again, like I said, I was raised by, my mother was a crackhead. I was a crack baby. So, like, I feel like my tolerance to drugs and certain drugs is a lot higher and lower than other people. You see what I'm saying?
Wait,
like
so you feel
said.
like your tolerance to drugs is high because your mama was a crack kid and you was a crack baby?
Yeah, because like I've tried cocaine before when I was young. It didn't get me where I wanted to be. You see what I'm
Trish,
saying?
is that how that works?
What?
Medically, I mean,
Yeah. Well,
there
I
could be
guess
something chemically that's altered.
it's a chemical imbalance.
She got kicked again. And I wanted to hear that too.
That's
I
God.
wanted to hear that.
God like, nah,
That's
Trisha.
God.
God like, nah,
Patricia,
Trisha.
I don't understand why these last 2 episodes, because like this one and the one prior, I don't understand why, but this one and the one prior, every time Patricia's about to go ahead and start talking some good shit, it's been kicking her. I don't like it.
Me
Patricia, I
either.
might get ready to say fuck it and do this StreamYard.
It keeps on kicking me out. It was doing the same thing last episode too, and the one before that. I mean, it could just be something that happened when he, because he was exposed to that drug. I mean,
Okay.
because think about it, when your mother is doing drugs, it chemically does a lot of stuff to you in general.
That's why he's slow.
I mean,
Nah, I
I don't
wouldn't
know
say
if
I'm
he's
slow.
slow or not, but if that's the case, yeah, that's why.
I'm like Kevin Gates. I'm just a little retarded.
It's okay. Everybody's different.
About to say, don't you say everybody, speak for yourself.
Everybody's different.
But nah, for real, that's how I feel. I feel like because I was introduced to that drug as an infant or a fetus, whatever the fuck
Yeah,
you want to say.
fetus.
Like, because I was introduced to that drug, it affects me differently than it would other people. Because I've done it, but it just didn't get me to where I wanted to be.
Well, luckily you weren't a product of that in general. Let's just thank
Oh,
God
hell
for
no.
that.
I mean, I'm addicted to cigarettes. That's probably it.
No, but let's
Jeez,
be honest. We all could be a product of our environments and be a lot of things,
I agree with that.
Seriously, like I know for me, like that's one reason why I never like dibbled and dabbled in drugs like that, because I seen what it did to my family, and I did not want to be like that.
I seen what it did in my family. I picked up that motherfucking blunt so fast.
I'm not gonna lie, for me personally, I ain't gonna lie, but towards my family and the people who we grew up with,
I was like, I'm about to eat.
I would never smoke crack or PCP because I seen how it made a lot of my family members. Like I seen
Yeah.
how they acted, I see how they reacted towards it, I see how they would get. Then when I got older, you know what I'm saying? I like high school wise, I seen them still doing it, whatever. Now I'm outside also. Now I'm
Hmm.
understanding like, damn, you really doing like you do this? Like
Yeah.
you going out like that? But you sometimes talk about people who be doing that, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're doing it also.
They
So it's,
like back closet addicts,
you see what I'm saying? So it's like
functioning addicts.
that always been one thing, and then it was like seeing certain family members close to me on a certain drug. I told myself I'm not gonna do. Like I will
Yeah.
not do it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
I
P alone, I will not do it. I've been around it plenty of times. I could have did hand to hands with it if I truly wanted to. I've never done it. It's just a simple that drug alone. I told myself I would never do. I would never do.
I just remember being like, it was in the 80s, because y'all know I'm old. And I remember like when the whole like crack epidemic started in the hood, whatever, low income, whatever you want to call it. And I remember my aunt being very, very young. And I remember my mom catching my aunt doing a hand to hand with somebody. And my mom like went off. My mom was yelling at my niece. She was chasing the dude that was selling my aunt drugs. And like from that moment, like I knew that I never wanted to be associated with anything like that. Not because I even seen my aunt smoke crack. I just seen what it did to my mom emotionally and internally. Um, and I just never wanted to like experience that. And plus growing up, like, you know, my mom was on drugs when I was very, very young. Um, and my mom says she actually OD'd. Like she tells the story to people, like, you know, and she said she can remember like her coming to and God being like, if you die today, who's gonna take care of your girls? And I remember us abruptly moving from my family member's house, and my mom never looked back. But I remember living in a crack house and walking over people. I remember walking in, seeing somebody hit a stem at like 6 years old. So when you're exposed to those type of things, like
It make you
for
not want it.
me personally, it made me not want to do it. It made me like be very cautious of the things that I expose my children to. So in a lot of ways, my kids don't know some of my family because of that reason, just because I wasn't willing to expose them to certain lifestyles. Like, you know, not saying I was better than my family, but
Some
I just
decisions you
didn't.
had to make better than them.
Yeah, like you don't forget shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, and at 42, you know, you really, for me, it's like thinking like, damn, I really could have been a product of all of that stuff, and it could have, you know, made me become an addict. You know, it made me make certain choices. So, you know, when I see my younger cousins that make those same choices, and it, you know, it breaks it really breaks my heart. Like, I have a cousin that's really, really young. He's my age, and he literally will do any drug that you put in front of him, and that shit's sad.
Yeah. But it's like it gets that gets to the point. Me personally, me personally, I know I'm gonna catch a little backlash off of it, but I'm okay with it because, like I tell you, express your First Amendment. I personally sometimes feel as if some people just don't care. They're going to go and get that drug that's knocking like how I see it. If they know it's some man down, they're going to go and get it because that's that fix, that's their high that they're chasing. And when it really put they ass down, then what? Like then what? Because it's like it's fucked up to say, but it's like you go out here, you OD, you get brought back 3 days later, you go holler at that same person who gave you the shit that you OD, but this time around, you check out. Are we supposed to feel sorry for you? Are we supposed to be like, well, he she knew what they were doing.
I mean, I think you got to look at it from another lens, right? Because when you're talking about addiction, at some points these things aren't choices. I know that for a fact. My cousin is like one of the smartest people that you ever meet, right? And when he gets into these moments where he's OD'd and certain stuff has happened to him, I'm the person that he calls because I'm not judgmental. I put myself in a different mindset that I would never judge them, any of my family members. Like when he calls me and he's going through it and he's an OD'd or whatever, like I try to be that listening ear, you know. I try not to put myself in a place of judgment because what I do know is about addiction is that when you are addicted to a drug, it's not by choice that you're there. You know, for me personally, that's my opinion. Like as many of my friends, and I grew up middle class, okay? And as many of my friends that I know that came from good homes, I know for a fact a lot of them started dibbling, dabbling in acid and shit like that. They didn't think it was going to take them to where they, you know, where they ended up and they passed away. Like, so I look at it from a different lens. Um, and I look at it from a place of empathy because, again, in my opinion, people don't choose to be addicts. Shit happens. People have trauma and different things that happen to them. Like my family member, he went through foster care. A lot of shit happened to him. A lot of traumatic stuff, and unfortunately, people use gateways to get away from their present. They want to escape from that, you know. So sometimes when people have traumatic stuff like that, they find something that they can help them escape, and well, that's what happens, you know. So I think you got to look at it from another lens, not trying to change your perspective, but in a way I am. Just look at it through another lens,
I'm gonna.
because you don't know what the next person been through.
Nah, that's a fact.
So Twist,
Go ahead, bro.
for instance, I can kind of speak on that situation. All right, I was when me, Don's days we was all out in the streets. I was talking to a girl, and she started getting high. I wouldn't give it to her because I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I don't want you to get high. Like that was just me. But then she would go behind my back and get it from somebody else. I mean, I would have it, and they would be like, "Bro, give it to her, give it to her, give it to her." Nah, I'm not giving it to her. Why I'm gonna feed it to her if I'm talking to her? Like that was my whole point. But then she would go behind my back and go get it from them. So at the end of the day, like that addict is gonna go get high regardless.
So it's like
They're gonna find somebody to get it from, whether it's somebody they know, somebody they don't know, somebody they know from a friend of a friend of a friend, whatever the case may be. They're gonna find it and they're gonna go get it.
so me. I remember I had to take this like AA class way back. The one thing still to this day, out of everything that was said in that whole damn class, the only thing that still sticks with me is you always have the ability to choose what you want to do. No matter if it's right or wrong. Like if you know it's gonna be the wrong choice, you're the one who's gonna make it. So it's just like after after hearing that joint, they're like me thinking about it, me really sitting on it, me processing. Still like years later, I'm pretty sure it's probably going on 10 years now since I've heard that. That saying just still sticks with me because it's like we truly do have our own choice to, man, you know what? I know someone probably just dropped off this, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna go get it. I know someone just dropped off this. Man, I ain't gonna go get it. Or I know someone probably dropped off this. Let me not holler at him. Let me see if someone else got it. So one of those things for me, at least. It's always been one of those things where it's like, if you know someone has it, are you really going to choose to go and get it? But if you know it's been a bad batch, why are you still choosing to go back and get it? If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense, but some, like, I know I watched this thing on TV and they were talking about, at this point it was in Baltimore, and there was this lady on there, and she was saying, like, when fentanyl first started to hit, people wanted it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they wanted it. Like, they
When
didn't
drugs
even
get a
want
hold
the
of
other stuff.
you,
They just wanted it, right? And then once they feel it, like when she was getting ready to shoot herself with that needle, she was like, I just take a deep breath and I just hope I come back from it, but I know I'm gonna be high. And it's like Muffin just said, in those moments of addiction, dude, you are like powerless. Like, I've seen it. Like, I've
yeah, I've
seen my
seen
uncle want to be
you. You
clean
know what I'm saying? Like,
so
I've
many
definitely seen
times. Like, my uncle being at my house and, you know, me saying, okay, you can stay here, and him being clean for like 2 weeks. And then boom, something snaps in his head. He got to go.
it. See,
And I try to understand that, but it's like, you can't stay here doing that, because I'm not going to subject my children to that. So if that's what you're going to do, then you have to leave here. Like, I'm not going to be your enabler at the same time. Like, my family will try to do as much as we can to help you, but if, you don't want the help, like, and I understand, like you are in a powerless moment. Like, it's this all is just a touchy ass subject. It really is.
um, so for me, I think the new drug epidemic. These are the ones that I think: fentanyl, heroin, fake perk 30s, and I
That's
said,
basically fentanyl.
I was about
well, I know,
to say it's all
but you got.
fentanyl.
I was gonna say it's pretty much. I don't want to just subject it to that, but it all really boils back to fentanyl because they're even putting fentanyl inside of weed. They're putting it in coke, PCP. They're,
Yeah, like,
it's getting chased just to try to be inside of any and everything. Back in the
it
day,
is.
back in my dad's and them glory days, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They said they used to make the joints the sacks. You know what I'm saying? The weed with the PCP. Oh, all right, cool, I guess. But now it's like y'all putting a whole. You gonna drop from this?
Yeah, but in our parents' era, they had real cocaine. That's what it was. The shit was coming from Colombia. You knew it was pure. Like,
And that shit
believe
was
me,
coming
this shit is
by the
different
boatload.
now.
Right.
This shit is different. Like, the specials that I like, because I always watch stuff like about this whole drug thing, because I want to make sure I stay hip just because of my family.
Yeah.
And the dude was saying, like, the way that he was mixing the heroin, he said it was like 90% fentanyl and 10% heroin.
And then you got to
Okay.
think, just what we in 2023?
Yeah.
Okay, so back in 2011, we was getting the heroin, and the heroin was pure.
Yeah.
It wasn't no fentanyl in it. That was less than 10 years ago.
Oh, I know. I'm clearly aware.
So it's like
Not because of
it didn't
me,
change
but my family.
in 10 years. It didn't change.
Real quick.
But then that's another thing. Like, people get locked up, right? And they come out here after being locked up for 10 years, 12 years. And, like, my family member that I'm pretty sure that shit happened to, I had a really bad feeling that something was going to happen to him. because I watched it and I'm very, very intuitive. And I told my husband, I said, something really bad gonna happen. My husband was like, what? And I was like, something really bad gonna happen. And I picked my husband up from work, and my family member died a couple of days later. And when you walk in the house and you see your family member on the floor, that's some shit you don't unsee. That's some shit you don't unsee.
Trust me,
Now it's not a fact that he OD'd, but I know what he was doing, and I'm not no fucking fool, you know. And the thing about it is, I had a conversation with my family member about it, because again, I'm intuitive. I see shit. I feel shit. I know shit. And when I told them, they just brushed me off. And I feel like God brought me to that person to give them a warning, to say, hey, look, get your shit together. And he ain't listen, you know? And I just remember when I got there and, you know, he was on the ground. He was dead, man. I just remember just looking at him like, God damn it, man. Like, fuck. Like, shit. You don't come back from that. Like, you don't. When they zipped him up and put him in a body bag, like, you don't come back from that shit.
A lot of the time they say, death is permanent. You know what I'm saying? If you're there with the person, then you're always going to have that permanent. Yeah, it's going to be permanently input into your head, your thoughts. And
Like, you
it's
can't
just,
unsee
yeah,
that.
you won't be able to see it. And it's
Like, I try not to think about it, but, like, talking about this shit, like, I remember, like, lifting his arm up.
vivid.
I was
You remember everything vividly. You remember everything
yeah.
from the first
Like,
step you took in there to the last one you took
TaVin,
out.
let me tell you something. When I lifted his arm up and the rigor mortis had already set in and, you know, his body was getting stiff, and I remember, like, lifting his arm up because I wanted to hold his hand and, like, God damn it, fuck, like, you're gone, like, damn, like, I just remember walking outside and I kind of, like, lost it, you know, because it's like, how did we get here, you know?
Yeah.
And then when you hear about motherfuckers after that all run in the same circle, and it's like, I know you got a problem. I know you got an addiction, right? Get help.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, like, I know, you know, like, I know, like, the last, like, right before the pandemic, it was like 3 years straight where I went to so many funerals from people. Oh, ding. And it was not from one demographic. It was literally from one demographic to the other.
If I'm right, I did my little mini bid in 2018, 2019. When we do Little Blood,
2019.
from that point all the way until last year, or just about till last year, I pretty much, I'm for sure, and I know I went to more funerals than celebrations.
See you later.
You know, most of them has been from OD, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's never really been too much, foul play.
You trying to get out, honey? Hold on, let me help. And my sons, they didn't tell me nobody here. I'm all in my robe and shit. They don't give a damn. You got it?
But still, the game is fucked up all the way around the board.
Well,
It is. And
yeah, I
like I
think about
said,
it. The game been fucked up. Where's the loyalty at anymore inside the game? Everybody don't care no more. That's hypothetically speaking, right? Me and you are men, but some odd reason you getting a little bit more money than me, and you ain't giving me a deal on the last time we went together to go make a move. Now I feel some type of way, so I'm gonna try to get at you, or I'm gonna try to snake you out. The game's been messed up. Back in the day, you gotta think about it.
But I see something that said, and not to get off subject or nothing, but some some of that shit comes with the game. Like
Yeah,
like if you get snaked out, if you get robbed, that comes with the game.
right. But if it comes from if your right hand man or your nigga who you around or who's around you every day, a nigga
Oh
you
yeah,
helping out.
that's just some goofy shit.
You see what I'm saying? But that's where we're at nowadays inside this game.
But you gotta think before that, and I'm not saying most of the people who tell, literally, most of the people who tell are the addicts
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, they don't want to be locked up where they got to go through withdrawals. They want to get out, and the first thing the officer says is, "Well, who'd you get it from?" Oh, if you let me out, then I'll tell you exactly where I'll take you to him. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, but unfortunately nowadays, most of the people who selling, a vast majority, a large portion of them are users themselves. Let's be clear.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Let's be clear. And growing up in the era that I grew up in, that was the ultimate, hell no. And when you knew a nigga that was out here that was in the game, and then they start using a product,
It was a no.
you like,
It was
what
a
the
no.
fuck is going on? But nowadays it's not like that.
Nowadays,
Unfortunately,
you
a
gotta
lot of
think about
people
it.
who
I'll go ahead, Patricia. I'll say now, me personally, real quick, my apology,
go
Patricia.
ahead.
Nowadays, a nigga who hustling or whatever, or female or woman who's hustling, they'll try their product. They'll try
Yeah,
their product
yeah.
in a heartbeat. And if that thing is some pow, some ping, man down, some gas, some whatever in nature you want to category, put it, say it. Oh, they gonna keep on testing it. They gonna keep on using it.
But that's sad though. I don't know. I just it's we just in a and that's the thing. I think that's really bad because nobody knows what to do about it. The only thing that I would say that's messed up, and hey, I'm getting ready to say some real shit. It's probably gonna ruffle a little feathers, but I don't
If
care.
y'all don't know, you're allowed to express your First Amendment, of course.
Right. When the crack epidemic happened in the low income areas, people were crackheads and they make choices. But once these drugs and fentanyl and heroin and all of this shit started to get inside of white neighborhoods and white families were affected by this, all of a sudden it's an epidemic.
And it's a war on drugs.
Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Well, my mama and your mama was out here. Luckily, my mom didn't get herself too deep and she ended up catching herself, but still, she was part of that. They wasn't giving a damn about my mom smoking crack. They wasn't giving a damn about my uncle smoking a crack. He made that choice. He did this. You see what I'm saying? But then once these drugs start getting inside of these middle and upper class families, then it was an epidemic, and now people really need to be worried about it.
It's a
Well,
problem.
yeah, it's a problem. But where were your people at when my cousin's mom was addicted to drugs and she left them in the house for 5 days because she was on a crack binge? Where were they? They weren't talking about an epidemic for show. You know what they did? They came inside of her house. CPS came in, took all 5 of her kids. Okay, we fixed it. We're done. Now we're leaving her here to be an addict. Now we done took her kids, so now she's in deeper depression, which is more trauma, which is more drugs. Okay, you understand? So now she out
Facts.
here shoplifting because
Talk
she ain't
that
got
shit.
shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now she out here selling her
Some
ass Now you want to take her to jail because you understand what I'm saying? Because she's chasing, but it's an epidemic now because it's in the middle class. They ain't give a damn about us. Let's be clear about that. But now it's the epidemic and it's the war on drugs, and we really got to fix this. But you ain't care about my people. You ain't care about none of them. You didn't care about my uncle when you threw him inside of jail for 10 years. What you thought, him being in jail for 10 years, he was inside a recovery program? Nah, he wasn't doing crack because he didn't have crack. And then when he got to the right prison, he got the crack that he wanted. He got that crack. And guess what he did? He came out here back on the same street chasing the same drugs. But guess what? It was his problem because he's a black man in a lower class neighborhood and a lower class living. But if we're talking about upper class, oh, it's bad. Man, don't get me started.
And that's another thing with the system. Like, you got all these rehabs, right? You got all these recovery, these inpatient, outpatient rehab. Guess what? Those addicts don't have that insurance money, or they don't have that money to pay for these programs. They kicked her again, I think. She was talking that shit too. These addicts don't have the money to pay for these programs. I mean, you have some, like, I mean, I know a few people whose daddy and mama then sent them down to Florida and this, that, and the third. It ain't help. They came back doing the same shit. They came back doing the same shit. And it's just like you say, it's crazy, bro. It's really crazy.
Patricia,
A lot of people don't
send a
know.
request. I don't know why I kicked you.
That's like,
Send a request. I just tried to send you a joint and it was like you having technical issues, but send a request.
okay, so I've been on the west side. I've been out here on the west side, chilling, laying low, staying low key. So something told me Google, and I just Googled this the other day. West Virginia has the most deaths per capita as far as prescription drugs in the United States. The state of West Virginia just settled for $80 million against Walgreens for giving these people the prescription drugs that caused these people to OD, and for West Virginia to be the highest state per capita when it comes to prescription overdoses. So where is that 80 million going? Because it's not going to the families that's already died. Like, you see what I'm saying?
The government
Where's that?
is keeping it.
Exactly. Where the fuck is that 80 million
And it's
going?
going right inside some of the pharmaceutical companies. Guess what they're doing? They're producing more of that shit, and guess what? It's coming right back to where you live at.
And it's
Don't get me
crazy.
started talking my shit. That's why they don't like me on it. That's why Facebook
Patricia,
don't like me, because I'm gonna talk my shit.
Listen. You be talking your shit, and for these past couple of joints, you've been talking your shit. They've been on some weird. I don't know what you got going on, Mark. But this talking to Twist ain't gonna stop, my boy. I promise you, it's not. We express our First Amendment here. I'm gonna drop it. Of course. Hey, listen, you don't like it, I love it. I'm okay with it. I'm glad you said that joint, bro. How you looked it up. I looked up fentanyl and I looked up heroin. From what I read, it was like drug overdose rose from 2019 to 2021. More than 106,000 drug overdose deaths. Deaths involving synthetic opiates other than methadone, primarily fentanyl, continue to rise with 70,601 overdoses reported in 2021.
And you know the number's way larger than that, right? Because the government is in charge of all of these statistics and what comes out here. Like,
absolutely. Those numbers.
Wrap your mind around that.
Correct.
Okay.
Think about this. I'm pretty sure if we know 3 people each who OD, they classify only 3 of the 9 people as an OD.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely. Listen, y'all know maybe I don't know. I work in the medical field, and so I even have had people call. I had like one lady call and say like she lost her medication. Somebody came and robbed her and took it. I mean, it's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens when people. But for real, so do I really got to break this down? So some years ago, there was a standard that was placed for doctors. So you went to the hospital and there was a pain level from 1 to 10. So what the FDA did, they put the pressures on the doctors saying that this patient's pain level can't be more than like a 6 or 7. So they pushed it for these doctors to give all of these medications to these patients because the patient's pain scale needs to be within a certain number and can't be under a certain number, right? You got to try to control their pain through the 1 to 10. And so one of my doctors, her and I was like, we pretty cool. So we're just talking about it. And, she was kind of breaking it down to me because I was talking about this whole epidemic. And she was like, they really put the pressures on us as doctors because it's like you got this 1 to 10 pain scale when patients are coming in. And then you're telling me that this patient's pain scale can't be this. It has to be within this. So you're making me push these medications on these patients because I have to control their pain. But then you push the button and say, okay, you're giving them too much medicine and now you can't give them any more. So guess what happens? Those same people go out here and they get addicted to the opioids because it's all the same.
Yep.
It's all the same. So it's just, in a lot of ways, when you talk about people who were addicted to opioids and now they're addicted to fentanyl or heroin or whatever, that's a lot of these people, they didn't choose to be in these positions. Listen, I know somebody who was like super, upper class, him and his family living good, and he got into a situation where unfortunately that whole pushback started with the whole opioid crisis. And where do people go? To the streets to chase it, because by then you're addicted to it. Your body does some crazy shit when you're addicted, and when you gotta have it, you gotta have it. I have close friends that, they do oxys and stuff like that, and I don't look at them any different. But I'm not gonna sit around you being high. That's what I'm not gonna do.
I will not do that.
I told one of my close friends that, like, I love you and I'm not going to watch you like that. I know you have friends that do and will, but I'm not. I can't watch you like that. I love you too much. And if something was to happen to you with you being around me, I never forgive myself.
Yeah.
So I can't put myself in that position. Now, I'm not judging you. So anytime you need to pick up the phone and you're going through something, I'm here. But right now, while you're high, I'm not, and I can't be because I love you. And I just can't see you like that, But again, they push this stuff on a lot of our family members. Like, and now with the whole opioid crisis, with them trying to crack down on that, now they're giving people gabapentin, which they're showing now, like they're doing all of this research. Gabapentin is almost just as addictive as the opioid. I just read an article on that like a couple weeks ago.
That's the reason why I love having you here. You have so much knowledge to spread and give. So it's like if people will not be scared to come on here and just be able to talk. If you got knowledge like this, you got to come out here and be able to talk. You got to be able to express. You got to be able to say this shit so that the people who knows or who think they know what they're talking about can actually come and get some knowledge so that now you can say, nah, this is what's real not going on. Lord, you talking facts.
Seriously, it's sad because, these people's family members are like, oh, okay, well, they can't have that. They're getting on this gabapentin, and that's used for, like, people with neurological, like, my family member was put on it because of nerve damage, like, and now they're saying, it's
Send a
crazy.
request real quick. Send a request. Let me ask you something, bro. Send a request to come in here real quick, bro.
Yeah, so just be aware of your family members when doctors are putting gabapentin in your family member's face. Like, look it up, do the research. Like, I'm telling you, do the research. Like me, my sister has lupus, so nah. What are you giving her? What is that? Like, I'm looking it up. Seeing the side effects of no, we're not doing that. So I think also, protecting your family at the same time, making sure that you're aware of these things, because the gabapentin is being, or Neurontin, that's another name for it, is gabapentin, Neurontin, same thing. But, they're pushing that out on family members now. So if you're not hip, get hip. Look it up.
A lot of people don't want to listen. A lot of people don't want to go look it up. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel as if they know what they know. So the ones who do at least listen, go look it up, and you'll
Because
actually
it's
understand
real.
that's you're looking for. I
He said it won't let him. It was doing the same shit to me. Like, it didn't have it at the bottom at all. Like, tell him to go out and come back in. That's what I had to do. I had to go completely out the live and then come back in.
back out the live, bro, and try to join back in. I don't know what's going on this time around. We gotta figure this out.
Because you got something to say and they don't want you to get it out there. That's all it is.
Stop it. We just trying to get people to talk, man. I just want people to
They
talk. That's
trying to
it.
mute it. It's okay. It's other platforms. You won't let us do it here.
We're gonna
Listen,
stream
we're going to
this,
go
but
somewhere else.
so we've been talking. We're gonna get this shit down packed no matter what. We're gonna get this
because
down
people need to know. Because the scary thing is, I don't know about you, but like, I have next generations coming up, right? My 2-year-olds. Like, what type of stuff are they going to be exposed to in 10 years, 15
Yeah.
years? Like, that's the scary part, man. That's the scary part.
They won't let me even send him a report.
See what I mean? It's super weird. Like, all it has for me at the bottom right now is the share button. That's it in the microphone. I lie to you not, TaVin. It does not have adding anyone, anywhere, nowhere. Like, if it disconnects me, I will not be able to get back in. I promise you. I'm about to screenshot this right now.
This is crazy.
They don't want you to say what you need to say.
We gotta say it though.
You do.
Like I said,
Because guess what? Somebody can be suffering. Like, that's why for me it was so important to get Muffin on my platform last week, because
my account is restricted from
what did you do, man? Why is your shit restricted?
Hey, yo, Ice, grab the wife's phone, jump on this joint so I can talk to you real quick, man. Grab the wife's phone so I can talk to you.
His is restricted. No wonder why you can't get in
I
that.
see why we can't get you on here. That's the reason why your ass can't get on here to talk.
They just don't want me to say nothing. I don't know. I've been getting kicked. I don't know.
Man, that's crazy.
But I was saying that's why I wanted Muffin to get on, because like, you never know what somebody's like can say to drop a seed in somebody, right? Because seeds grow. So, she could have said something to somebody who was suffering from addiction, and maybe her story might have helped somebody.
Yeah.
I know it helped somebody. So, it's just like little instances like that. You never know who might come across your live, like, ever. It might be somebody up there struggling with addiction at 4:00 in the morning. They're like, oh, let's see what he's talking about. So, platforms like this are super important, because you never know. I mean, if you save one person's life from not dying, because like I said earlier,
that's better than not saving no one's.
right? Because getting zipped up in that gray bag, you don't come back from that.
No. I think like what you were saying earlier, or not even earlier, a little bit ago, was just once they find something for the opiates, all right, well, let's go ahead now. We got this. They're always going to try to find something that's going to be a thing. And as long as they know they're going to be able to get you to be hooked on it. They're going to constantly keep pushing it out.
They
So
are. These pharmaceutical companies are multi-millionaire people. Like, come on. Come on. Like, I remember years ago when I first started in the medical field, there used to be so many reps that would come into the offices. Those reps from those pharmaceutical companies, because I think of all the stuff with the epidemic, they're like few far and in between. I don't even see them like that. I remember back in the day, Alana's 17, so 17 years ago, there was literally a rep 3 days a week for all these drugs. But you don't see it like that no more. You know, because they're pushing this stuff, but they also want you to be quiet about it. And maybe don't say anything. Okay, we can push this on them as long as they don't know it's not an opioid. So, you know what I'm saying? We could push this on them. Like, if you could have just seen the stream that I was reading with these people with the gabapentin, it was, whew, yeah, it was crazy. Somebody just said, yo.
touchdown.
It's good, bro. I need to take my ass to bed so I can get to that chicken.
I gotta go to the motherfucking lumber yard in the morning, my boy. I ain't mad at you. Bro.
Yeah, I missed today. Overslept last night.
Question for you, bro. How do you feel about this new drug epidemic we got going on?
Man, that shit crazy, bro. That shit crazy, bro.
Give me a little quick mini view of it for you.
I'm saying, like, I know, I just, from, like, the past, not even within the last 6 months, I know personally 3 niggas that OD'd off the shit, that died off the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas fuck with them fake perks. Like, hell no, bro. Like, I can't do it, bro. These niggas is crazy, bro. Like,
That shit's wild. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's like we were talking about this. You know what I'm saying? That's the topic. That and who's more in the wrong, the dealer or the user?
See, you can't even put it on the dealer because I'm saying, like, if he ain't taking it, he don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, you got niggas who move dope and don't use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't test their product. You know what I'm saying? And niggas ain't gonna think, oh, nah, he gonna sell me some fake shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you getting it and you know what I'm saying, you whipping it yourself. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Now you, man. But if you don't know what you getting, like, you don't know.
That's a real spill one. That's a real spill. I don't know what happened to Patricia, but she a powerful talker, brother. I don't know. This live right here, this one's been mad iffy. She been getting kicked off. Like, people ain't been able to join. This joint has been a mad wild one, man. But nah, man, we had to. I don't know, bro. Like, you know me. I'm here to say anything. I don't care. It's just shit like this. You know what I'm saying? This fentanyl. I don't care. Fentanyl and heroin. These joints right now. That joints that's real live, making people drop like flies.
My lady, her god sister in Rhode Island, her people just died of the shit. Like, they found them a week later. Like, they been dead for a week, bro. Like, shit's crazy, bro. I be scared to take a Tylenol, bitch. I don't know. Yeah, give me the motherfucking liquid Tylenol, bitch, or something. Like, fuck that.
Hey, bro, I'm supposed to be in jail and go lay it down.
For real, bitch. That shit crazy.
That shit is crazy, man. Damn, man. But nah, bro, I appreciate you popping in on me, man. Real life, I appreciate you popping in. Right,
You already know this shit, bro.
Man,
You already know the
And look,
shit,
you
man.
know where I'm at, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30, man. We talking, man. We
All
talking,
right,
man. That's it.
I'll let you, bro.
All right, man. I'll holler at you tomorrow, bro.
All right, yo.
Ah, man.
Shit,
Shit. What are we gonna do? I'll probably end up. I ain't even tripping on tonight, man. Tonight's been a wild one, man. But for the time being, it's been a good conversation. It's been a weird one because a lot of weird shit's been happening while we've been trying to get this conversation to go. But we still talking about something that needs to be talked about. Thursday, we may be trying something different. But real quick, fast, we're not going to go too much longer. This this new drug epidemic is something weird. A lot of people are dying from it, overdosing from it, and it's not cool at all. You dig what I'm saying? I was asking who's more in the wrong, the user or the dealer. Technically, it's both. Both play a part. The user knows he go ahead and give someone the hand. He hear about that person ODing. Well, all right, I still got this whole package I got to get off, and they still won't get that money. And that's what they're here to get, that money. They're not here to worry about anybody's feelings or anything. They're just here to get their money because that's why they're in the game. Now, the reason why it's the user's fault also is because he may know someone who just got it from the dealer and they OD'd and checked out, but that user just went and hollered at whoever it was and it wasn't hitting on what he wanted it. So now he's going to go holler at the dealer and take his chance. And if he checks out, then what? Technically, the dealer is going to continue going on doing what he's going to do. And the user is now checked out the building. Gosh. For anybody who is battling any type of like this addiction, you know what I'm saying, this addiction, never be scared to go ahead and reach out to someone. Y'all want to hit me, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can hit me. Tell me what's going on. I ain't gonna sit right there and try to get at you. Push shit past you, man. No, man. Sometimes you just need to listen to ear. But we gotta be able to talk about this shit so that we can be able to grow or at least try to help someone out. You help at least one person by at least listening to them or at least talking to them or talking with them that little bit. Rather than take that than nothing. So it's a it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. But once again, we gonna always talk about it, and we always gonna figure out how we can help someone, no matter what's going on with them, through this shit. Like I said, man, these joints, we gonna get all these. The next, I still got the fourth, fifth, and sixth episode. I'll go ahead and put them joints together on the YouTube for y'all. We gonna touch back over this Thursday, and we'll go ahead and get back to some good conversations. I've been getting a few requests here and there on some different topics and different things we should talk about. Got a few. It shouldn't always. I don't have all the answers, but my inbox is always open as well. Trisha, I truly appreciate that from you. Um, the people also is going to appreciate that from you also. They love it. I just don't know what's been going on whenever we come to talk now. But we're going to figure this out and we're going to continue to talk because you already know, man, this Talking to Twist is going to be something great. And I don't care. I'm gonna say it, man. This shit blow up. Y'all blow up with me. We've been here rocking and rolling since the beginning. Well, how can I switch up on y'all? Y'all ain't been switching up on me. But I hope everybody has a blessed night, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tell your loved ones you love them, your friends, all the people who you care about, even the ones you don't care about, but you still maybe say what's up to them, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Still show a little bit of love. Tell your people you love them so that you know you said it to them, because you never know what's going to be your last time ever saying it to them, saying them in here. And that's the thing that's playing a big part nowadays. So once again, I appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. I hope everybody have a beautiful night. Nothing but love for y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all reach out. Don't never try to block someone from reaching out to you. They may need you. Love y'all, man. Holla at me. I see y'all Thursday. Probably go live tomorrow too. Also, quick, let's talk bullshit. Not there. See y'all Thursday. Let's get back to it, man. I'm gonna holla at y'all.